Get in.
And I'm not feeling very flattering in this. Does this look weird? Here we have Elsa, who is here, let's start that over because it made no sense.
Hey, what's up, Ronnie?
Ronald, how are you, man?
I'm doing all right. You know, this morning I was thinking about how I met one of my childhood heroes, Willie Nelson. I saw him play, and he actually came and signed autographs for all of us.
Did you get an autograph then?
I sure did. I didn't really think too much of it, so I gave it to the girl I was dating, and then didn't get any more dates after that.
Huh. Well, you know, the autograph's a really interesting thing. Frankly, meeting a celebrity is a really interesting thing, and they don't have, like, rules about what you're supposed to do. That's the thing worth talking about.
Well, we have a talk show here, so let's talk about it then.
What do you do with this autograph, and what did they autograph?
It was actually a time when Willie Nelson was a little down on his luck and had owed some back taxes or something like that, so he's doing these small shows to raise money, and I think he was hoping maybe get a little extra money from this autograph. He lined up people. He was sitting there on the edge of the stage and started signing whatever he wanted. So I had my ticket, had it signed, because there was a girl I was dating who loved Willie Nelson. She couldn't come see the show that night, and I thought, well, maybe this will give me a second date. Gave this to the girl, and ultimately she never called me again.
So let's say you still had this trinket of ticket signed by Willie. What do you do with that?
I don't know this whole autograph thing. And you know, I don't know what I get into the memorabilia. Like I've got this piles of like old t-shirts from like concerts or vacations, and I love looking at them, but autographs, like I don't know, like somebody else's signature, why is that important? I don't get it.
I don't get it either. And you know, if you take that ticket that was signed by Willie, like how does anyone know that that was signed by Willie? Like how do you authenticate this scribble? Because we all sign stuff in our lives.
Yeah.
Our signatures always look different.
Things only have value if other people have value, unless it's something just personal to you. And so I can see like this kind of side hustle thing where people have these hobbies where they collect autographs and then they become valuable and they sell them. I can understand that, but besides autographs, I mean, the other thing is like selfies. All of a sudden you see a celebrity and then now you're gonna get a selfie with them. I don't get that either. Like, why do I need a picture with somebody? I don't know, is that so I can show somebody else that I actually saw them? Like they're not gonna believe me when I tell them I saw this person, that I have to get a selfie?
I think one of the things that we don't factor in is that, you know, what about the celebrity? They're people just like we are, right?
It's an invasion of privacy, 100%. I think.
100%. Like, let's say I'm having a dinner and people are like, oh my God, it's Ronnie from the Ron's World. But they're people, just like us. And when they get out of their character and out of their moment, like they want to have a normal life just like anyone else. So I think it can be destructive. Maybe not for the person doing it, but what about the person that you're going up to?
Yeah.
Like, that feels very intrusive.
People, they're like infatuated with these celebrities. I don't really understand it. I think, you know, perhaps this is an opportunity for folks to kind of get closer to fame, and I think folks like fame by being near them. I don't know.
There is an audience out there that wants to get a memorabilia signed, and there's people who, to your point, they want to buy it. That's a very, very small subset of the people that are trying to go ahead and get autographs from somebody. They're not trying to monetize it. They're trying to autograph it or get a selfie so that they can tell their friends, I met so-and-so. And it's nothing more than that. Why do you think they invented the wax museum? So that you could go get a picture with a celebrity that looks pretty darn real. An autograph on its own to me is silly. Even if you're a collector, you need the selfie to authenticate that the autograph is real. So if you had taken your Willie Nelson example and you got that ticket signed and then you took a selfie with Willie signing that ticket, it would be hard for me to refute the fact that that is truly an authenticated Willie Nelson signature.
You know when you go in those old restaurants, you know, especially in big cities where they have like these pictures of celebrities and there's like the signature on the bottom and there's like, maybe it's not a selfie, but it's a picture with the restaurant owner or the waiter. With I actually think it was pretty cool.
They are basically saying that the celebrity has endorsed my restaurant, so therefore it is okay to eat here because
maybe that's the reason why I like it.
I could see maybe if it was like Julia Child that had signed it and there, but if it was like
what about Meryl
Streep who played Julia Child, I don't know if Meryl's much of a culinary expert.
Oh yeah, it's like every Italian restaurant has Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci. Is that even relevant?
I think we're of a generation when seeing celebrities, I would say, was maybe more of a rarity. Nowadays, with so much content out there and such a loose definition between what a celebrity is, I think more people in more cities start to run into celebrities in all walks of life. And I think it would be really interesting to talk to somebody a little younger than us that maybe didn't grow up in a world where celebrities were only on 3 networks and on the big screen.
Yeah, let's talk to someone about that.
We are here with Elsa, somebody who has maybe a little bit of celebrity crush going on.
What do you do when you stumble upon a celebrity?
I've only actually had this happen to me once where I've seen a celebrity just
Okay.
out in the wild, and how I acted was not how I thought I would act, given the celebrity I bumped into was Chris Rock. Of all people,
cool.
I was at Hamilton, and I was trying to get to the stage door to meet some of the actors, and I like bumped shoulders with this guy, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and I shove him off of me. I'm like, "Move," and I keep walking.
Get off me,
and
dude.
I'm telling my friends, and I'm like, "Ew, it was so weird. Like this old guy bumped into me, and like he sounded like that zebra from Madagascar."
If you could bump into or stumble on any celebrity, who would be like the ultimate?
Probably Niall Horan from One Direction.
So Niall comes by and he's standing right there. He's got no one around him. What do you do?
Honestly, probably nothing. I don't think I could talk to him. I would just
Interesting.
stare at him and get really excited and tell someone about it later.
Okay.
I don't think I could ask for a picture. I maybe would say hi and then just have to go into a bathroom and cry.
Let's say somebody less interesting comes by that you know who it is. Like,
Okay.
let's say Arnold Schwarzenegger. So Arnold Schwarzenegger comes strolling on and he's like, "Hello, Elsa. I'll be back."
Why does he know me?
I don't know. Arnie comes walking through.
Okay.
And he's standing right there. What do you do?
Nothing again.
Really?
Just because, like, at that point, it would be like a Chris Rock situation, you know? I couldn't really care less. I'll just be like, "Move, get out of my way."
What if somebody's interested in, like, they show you, they're like, "Hey, look, I have Niall Horan's autograph on this ticket stub. Do you have any interest in that?"
I would think it's exciting. I feel like autographs aren't as exciting as photographs. I feel like if someone had a photo of Niall that I hadn't seen before, I'd be a lot more excited about that, because I've seen that man's signature before.
What about selfies? So if you see him there, would you try to like turn your body around and get him in the picture so you could selfie with Niall, like indescriptively?
Maybe, probably not though. I feel like if I wanted a selfie, I would ask, but
Okay.
then I would throw up if I was talking to him.
Let's say someone had a picture of Niall Horan with them signing the ticket stub, and then they gave you the ticket stub that you saw the picture that had the signed ticket stub. Would that ticket then be interesting enough, like you'd want to buy it?
Maybe, not for a lot though.
You know, we're thinking like these celebrities probably just want to be treated like regular people. Most of them. I'm sure some of them are like shower them with
yeah.
fame and they
Yeah,
love all that.
probably.
But I would think that most of them would just want to be like, instead of being ignored, if you see them, say hi.
Yeah, I feel like something like that maybe for like a celebrity that like I like and maybe don't like love, I could definitely do. If there's like a smaller artist that I really
Like-
like, I will go up and
Like
talk
smaller,
to them.
smaller?
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
just like a
like
really
there's-
short
like
singer.
child actors.
Hey, you mentioned earlier that when you ran into Chris Rock, you're going to the stage door at Hamilton. So what was going on with that? Why were you going to do that?
Yeah, so I had a musical theater minor in college.
Oh, cool.
Big musical theater fan. I really like going to stage doors after shows because I like to collect playbills from shows. I have a little binder because it's a nice like keepsake, you know. If you go to a concert, I'll get like a t-shirt or something, but when you go to a
Okay.
musical, you get a little playbill. And so even though I just said autographs aren't as important as photographs, in my opinion, it's nice to get actors to sign it. And so if there's an
Okay.
actor I really like in a show, I'll stage door and get a picture with them, get them to sign it just for my little like scrapbooks. It's also like an acceptable meet and greet environment. It's not
Yeah.
going up to these people on the street. It is like,
Yeah.
if you come to the stage door, you're coming
Yeah.
here with the idea that we're going to take pictures, we are going to talk, I'm gonna get your
Yeah, the actors are
signature.
doing it on purpose. They're not going out the back door.
Right.
They want to.
Like, if I saw one of them like getting a coffee a few hours later, I wouldn't be like, "Hey."
So it's not that autographs or photos are bad. They're only bad when they're not being asked for by the actor or the celebrity.
Yeah,
Or
I
they're not
think-
opening the door. They're kind of inviting you.
I think a
Got
lot
it.
of it comes down in like when you really like an artist, you do want to be like respectful of them and like their
Yep.
privacy. That like I don't think I would have the courage to ask for an autograph and photo, because if they said no, I would be okay with it, but also like I would be so upset if they said no. So I'm like, I'm just not even gonna ask, because if I'm gonna be upset at their answer, don't put them in that position, you know?
You know, I think going to the stage door is also just an opportunity to thank them. You know, they did a
Yeah.
wonderful job, like they
Yeah.
performed for you and all that. And so
Exactly.
if I saw a celebrity who I really appreciated the work they did, or like a sports figure or something, I would feel compelled to say, man, I really like what you did the other other night. That was fantastic. And just leave it at that.
Do you know Carly Rae Jepsen? She did Call Me Maybe.
I do know Carly.
I don't know that.
2012.
I don't know her. Like, we're not
smash hit.
buddies.
I went to her concert once, and I just kind of like waited in the back of the venue afterwards, just because I heard that sometimes she does do photos. And when she came out, I waited for her to kind of approach the group. And when she did, that was when I took it as like, okay, it's okay to ask for like a photo. Also, like paid meet and greets where you let the artist take the initiative.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, it just feels more respectful.
Man, that was fun talking to Elsa. Man, I learned something.
When you talk to people from a different generation, I think we take for granted two things. Number one, we were also young once and probably didn't know as much as we know now, or at least we like to think we know now. And two, my goodness, the youth. There's no way I was like that when I was young, was I?
I don't think you were ever that young, Ronnie. And what would I do if I ran into a celebrity? Actually, I think I'm oblivious most of the time. Like, there's crowds of people, I don't know what they're doing or whatever. What would you do if you ran into someone that you thought was famous?
Unless I had something really unique that wasn't just, oh, I'm such a big fan, or oh, I loved you in this, or I love that.
Right.
Like, I don't think I would say anything other than like, hey man, how are you?
I do know one celebrity singer-songwriter, Jonathan Bird. So how about we try to talk to him? Jonathan is a real local celebrity here. We got to find out some situations you might have been in where people might have recognized you and said, oh my gosh, I need your autograph. Or what did they do when they recognized you?
Well, the worst part lately is that my girlfriend will be with me and she kind of becomes invisible. Like they're talking to me for a while and she feels like what am I, shop liver, right? And then I get an earful after that. So I'm always aware now just to say, this is, right? To introduce her.
That's a very polite way to handle that situation.
Maybe list one of her accomplishments, like she just graduated nursing school, and just kind of make it about her for a moment.
That is nice. Let's say you're at a dinner, and you and your girlfriend are having a nice dinner, you're talking about her graduation from nursing and what she's going to do next, and somebody comes up and asks for a photo or an autograph. How do you handle that?
I try to be polite and to recognize that special relationship that they have. They love my music, they love what I do, and they just want to make some kind of connection with me. But again, I try to include her in the conversation and then just try to come up with a way to wrap it up pretty quickly.
But are you good with giving an autograph?
Oh yeah.
What about if they want a selfie with you?
Yeah, depending on the situation.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever had to sign?
People, like their bodies.
Tell us about kind of where you've been touring and where you've been playing lately.
I started live streaming before the pandemic hit, but I'm playing around North Carolina, Tennessee, anywhere within about 6 to 8 hours is about as far as I want to go right now.
Has there been any celebrities that you've run into and you just kind of maybe took a step back and said, wow, this is cool? Like when you've played or just been out and about, what did you do in that situation?
There's not many people who would make me nervous. There are a couple who would make me nervous. Like Aretha Franklin would make me really nervous.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I was in a restaurant in New York City and I was walking out and Woody Harrelson was walking in and I just smiled and waved and walked by. Maybe just because I have that experience where people, they come and bother me.
Well, there has to be a moment where somebody was just either so awkward or so intrusive that it kind of take you back a little bit. Like, do you have a story?
I had a cyber stalker and I finally figured out who it was. It was somebody who was a fan who had come to shows. And then she's figured out what people that I knew and started emailing them and coming up with these stories about her and me. And the thing was, I found out that she was Canadian. So I had very limited access to any sort of legal means to stop her from doing this. I found out where she worked and I called her workplace and I was trying to tell this person on the phone what was happening. And then I realized from the kind of the shock that I could feel over the phone that I was actually talking to her.
Oh my goodness.
What about maybe the opposite side of it, like a good experience you've had with someone coming up to you and being maybe cordial but really you could tell they're really into meeting you?
I'm introverted.
Okay.
And I'm an artist that gets on stage. It's a little weird, right?
Yeah.
And so I used to hate going to the merchandise table after the show, but I also realized I would sell more stuff if I went there.
Right.
But then people would tell me their stories and they would tell me how much my art meant to them. And it very quickly became my favorite thing.
Oh yeah.
And they would interpret my songs in ways that I would never think of.
Yeah.
Basically, just as a celebrity, you appreciate somebody paying, their respects, but just do it in a respectful manner. And as you said, understand timing, know the room, know when that's the right time to do it.
Sure. And somebody who's obviously familiar with my art. That really makes an impression on me.
Thank you so much. And you don't mind if we get a quick selfie with you, right?
I think we're doing it right now.
Oh yes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Well, I have to say that was actually really cool.
Yeah, Jonathan was awesome, man.
I think if people took the time to just know that celebrities are people, and like nobody walks into your office and starts saying, I want to take pictures of you, or
Yeah,
like
totally.
it's just give respect. And if you have something really cool to say it. And if you get an opportunity, sure, get a picture, but don't be weird about it.
Yeah. Be cordial like you would be with anybody else.
I think this was a great topic, and I hope that we left people with something insightful. Next time you run into a celebrity, just be courteous.
That sounds like a great idea, Ronnie.
All right, man. I gotta get out of here.
Cheers.
All right. See you next time.
Next time. See you later.